Hi viewers, today we are driving a 2017 Kia Picanto, a third generation Picanto. And how do you feel in the passenger seat so far, Mahin?
I'm feeling good, Ashrak. I mean, like you said, this is the third generation and it's a 1 liter, 3-cylinder engine.
Very eager engine, Mahin. I mean, just a bit of pressure on the throttle and it just goes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very perky car, I have to say.
Yes. And we're in a 4-speed automatic, right?
Yes, we've got a 4-speed automatic here, but we've got a sort of Tiptronic shifting available to us because it says 3-2-1. So if you want, you can, kind of shift it down if you like. But I don't really feel the need to do that because the gearbox seems to be knowing what I want from it, basically.
That is true, Ashrak. And big thank you to Sharendra Piris, my friend over here, for allowing us to review his baby.
Oh yes, thank you for that. I mean, Sharendra was just saying that it's the first time he's been in the backseat of his own car.
Yeah. How are you feeling over there, man?
I'm quite spacious here.
Ah, nice. Yeah, exactly. Now, Share and I, together with Eraj and Thamali, we went to Gaul, Ashrak.
In this car?
Yeah, no, in the Audi A1. We reviewed last weekend, and I mentioned to you that there were 2 passengers in the back. So one of them was Share.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, he did notice the lack of headroom in the back, especially on the sides, Ashrak.
But I think in this car you have no such issue, right? I mean, I'm noticing that it's very airy, very spacious, and I can just looking at him in the rearview mirror, I can see that there is no such headroom issues in this car.
No, not at all. I'm also surprised at the headroom.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good.
Space as well.
Yeah, and the seating position is also quite comfortable. I mean, I haven't adjusted the seat too much because I found it to be quite comfortable when I got into it. So, it's very easy to drive car also, Mahin. You've got a multifunction steering wheel here. So, you've got your trip computer and reset controls here. You've got your audio controls here.
Yeah.
And I believe that is it Android Auto, Apple CarPlay compatible, this head unit? Yeah, no?
Yep.
So, it has all the the mobile phone integrations you need. And another comment I should make, Mahin, is the air conditioning.
Yeah, it's really good. It's just at the second level and we're getting cooled really well.
Yeah, I mean, and it has been a rainy week. This week has been incredibly rainy and now the sun is out. So it is a bit warm outside.
Yeah.
But we're really comfortable in this car.
That is true, Ashrak. So this particular model, the Kia Picanto, comes in a 3-door variant and a 5-door variant. The 3-door variant is only available in the European market, is what I heard.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, yes, in our country, I think a 5-door would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
So as you can see now, we are doing 60 kilometers per hour effortlessly.
How are you feeling, Ashrak?
Well, I feel it's a very comfortable and pleasant car to drive. I don't feel like I have to hustle it or push it to achieve decent speeds.
Right.
And now I'm at 70 kilometers per hour, which once again just creeps up on you.
Yeah.
These are city speeds, of course.
Yeah.
But it's more than enough for what you're going to use this car for. And we've got 3 people in the car, so that's basically little more than the average load of people you'd have in a car, and certainly when testing a car like this.
Yes.
So I think we are getting a fairly good indicator of its performance.
That is true, Ashrak. So I think even the interior design is quite nice, Ashrak. It's got some vertical elements to it as well, especially the AC vents on the side, Ashrak. I think
these corner air vents are very stylish design. And then even the steering wheel feels quite sporty. It has these little grips here that you can rest your thumbs on, and then it has a little silver accenting here as well. I mean, even though the Picanto is the smallest and the cheapest Kia one can buy, it doesn't feel cheap in here at all. You have a good tactile feel to all the surfaces. I mean, yes, it's plastic and that kind of thing, but it's good quality stuff,
Yeah, I think, and Share has been maintaining this car really well.
You should really recognize the fact that he has maintained this car very fastidiously. I mean, it's
been almost 7 years.
Great condition, clean,
6.5.
nothing worn out, nothing looks, badly kept or anything. He has looked after it, like in his own words, like his baby.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, let's see how it'll. Well, it goes pretty well, doesn't it, Mahin?
It does. And again, the ride is also quite comfortable, Ashok.
Yes, indeed it is. I mean, it's you can feel the road, but it's not intrusive or jarring.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you're floating, and I think in a smaller car like this, that's an important thing. You don't want to feel like you're floating because you get a false sense of control then.
Yeah.
Whereas here, I know everything that the car is doing. I can feel it.
Yes. And so this trim, Ashrak, is a silver and black arrangement.
Yeah, I
Quite
think
nice.
that goes really well, doesn't
Yeah.
it, Mahen?
Yeah, it does, especially since the color of the car is also a silver.
Yeah, it's quite a striking
Yeah.
silver, and I'm really glad we got those that footage of when the sun strikes it, because as you'll see in our footage, viewers, silver is quite an understated color. In the right lighting, it can really make a car look, well, beautiful in a way.
That is true. So Ashrak, again now
Why have they
the
put cones?
Kia. Sorry.
No, I'm wondering why they put cones in the middle of the road here.
Because for people who jog to come and park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were saying, Mahen.
Yeah, no, so basically there is an interesting fact about the name Picanto, which I will reveal soon after I take the wheel.
I think it's coming to that time, Mahen. I think it's
No,
coming to that
we have more time. We have more time.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes. So
I think you're getting a bit too comfortable in the passenger seat, aren't you, Mahen?
I am. Well, I'm also excited to drive this car because I haven't driven a Picanto before.
Actually, neither have I.
Yeah. So, I mean...
In fact, for Motormag, when we had to test the Picanto,
Yeah.
we sent a tester who was well over 6 feet tall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just for kicks, and he came away really impressed with it.
Really?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the seating position? You said it feels a little tall.
It's okay. Basically, I didn't feel the need to adjust it because it's going to be a fairly short drive, so I didn't want to adjust it. But
Right.
if I had to adjust it, I'd probably put the backrest slightly back and lower it just a smidge, but
Okay.
nothing major.
Right.
And I must also comment on the firmness of the seat, Mahin.
Yeah.
I feel very, I don't feel like I'm not properly secure in this seat, or like I'm going to slide out of it if I suddenly brake or that kind of thing.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think that's important because as the driver, you have to be firm in your seat as well.
Yes.
Oh, and I must mention another fact this car has is a
Footrest.
dead pedal or footrest here, which a lot of smaller cars nowadays don't have, and it's something that becomes really apparent on long journeys, especially when it's an automatic transmission,
Yeah.
where you have nowhere to properly keep your left leg and it just starts getting uncomfortable.
Yes.
Oh, look at that 40 series, Mahin. 40 series Land Cruiser just going past us. So yeah, I mean, I feel like Kia has thought about this car quite a bit, and they've given it features that some other manufacturers of similar segment cars just don't think are necessary.
That is true, Ashok. And I think this car is also quite popular in Sri Lanka. I know many people who own a Picanto, and I think it's for good reason as well. It's a practical car.
It makes sense, And I'm just looking in the rear view mirror once again. I noticed that there are 3 individual headrests on the rear seat as well.
Yeah.
Once again, that's a quite a nice feature to have. I mean, my regular Nissan doesn't even have headrests in the rear seat. So,
Oh, yeah, that is true.
so in that token of things, they have given you an impressive level of equipment and creature comforts.
That is true, Ashok. So this car is also assembled in almost, I can't remember how many countries, but this car was released in Pakistan, I think only in 2019 though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It makes sense for the region, doesn't it, Mahin? It's
Yeah.
small, it's nippy, it's frugal.
Yeah. And if you compare it with the Audi A1 though, Ashok, in terms of pricing, this is more affordable.
Definitely.
And it is also spacious.
Definitely more affordable.
Yeah.
And definitely more spacious, I think, especially in the back. I'm just taking a very quick glance at the legroom in the back, and it's definitely more than the A1. But then again, I guess the A1 is, and these are not really the same segment per se, right, Mahin? I mean,
Yeah,
you're
that
not
is
likely to buy an A1 as a family car,
Mm.
but you are likely to buy this as a family car.
Yeah, that is true.
So now we are coming around, Mahin, and you are not going to escape getting into the driving seat this time.
Right. Okay, so
And I'm waiting to hear those little factoids
Yeah,
that you're
yeah,
going to
yeah.
reveal to us.
yeah. It's actually
Fun
a
facts.
fun fact. Yeah.
You should do a segment like that. Fun
Yeah,
facts
yeah.
with Mahin Makalam.
Actually.
Know your car.
So here we are.
Okay.
Mahin
Yeah, handbrake down.
has not escaped his turn behind the wheel.
Okay,
he has
right.
put the handbrake down.
Yeah, and then this is not a European car, so I'm not really confused with where the signal indicators are, Ashrak.
True.
And wow, really like the look of the meter cluster. I'm not even joking.
Very
really nice.
upmarket meter cluster, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's the first time I'm driving the Picanto as well. And like Share was telling me, it's actually an effortless drive and very unassuming as well. Like you said, I think the steering wheel also fits the size and dimensions of the car. Again, it feels very nice. It's not too thick. It's very thin and nice. Like you said, there are multiple options on the steering wheel you can select from. Then we also got a really nice interior, like I told you before, Ashrak. I'm feeling quite good here. It doesn't feel like a cheap car. It
Not
feels
at all.
like a really upmarket, nice package that you can get. This car, interestingly, was designed in Frankfurt, if I'm not mistaken. That was the second gen, and I'm pretty sure the third gen took a lot of those design cues as well, because
I think it did.
Yeah,
There's a lot of similarity in the shape, isn't there, Mahen?
Yeah, correct. And interestingly, this car comes in a 3-door variant, as I told you before, and it's only for the European market. However, the interesting fact to note there is the wheelbase and the length of the car is the same as the 5-door version.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
So then the 3-door one must be quite spacious, no, Mahen?
yeah, I mean, it looked spacious. I just saw a picture online. Again, the fun fact that I wanted to tell you about was the fact that the Kia Picanto, the word Picanto relates to a Spanish and Italian term called picante, which means spicy. I don't know whether anyone knew that. You never heard of that, right?
Heard of that.
Really? Oh man. Maybe another fun fact later on. But yeah, so again, interestingly, this car has been basically sold almost around the world.
Spicy.
I think it's not sold in China though. That's what I read up on the car. Yeah. Okay, so been driving this for a few minutes now. I'm looking at the meter cluster and I see that Share, you've only driven 36,000 kilometers.
Wow. Yep.
Wow, it's almost brand new.
I'm just going to interrupt you there because there was a second gen Kia Picanto there being used by a driving school.
Yeah, I think in some countries it's known as taxi, some taxi, I can't remember, but yes, it's exported as a taxi.
And I must also say, I understand why you were quite keen to stay in this passenger seat, Mahen, because it's comfortable. It's very comfortable.
Yeah.
And I must point out that I don't feel like I'm a passenger in a small car. Basically, the ride quality,
Yes.
the refinement,
Yes.
it's very mature actually. You know, it's very mature.
To your point, I would also adjust the headrest a little and bring it down a bit. But yes, again, the seats, like you said, Ashrak, are really good, very firm and nice. The visibility is also great, and I must comment the rear window is a little narrow. So when you reverse, I think you need
It
to
is
get
a bit narrow, isn't it?
Yeah,
Especially with all three headrests raised, you have a little bit of visibility being obscured there.
yeah, correct.
But I think this car does have a reverse camera, right? I don't think we reversed it, so
No, we didn't reverse. Yeah.
then
So it came with the reverse cam stock, or you had to? Okay.
okay, nice. So then that's very useful.
Nice.
Although I mean, you shouldn't need a reverse cam. I mean, we've all learned driving without one.
Yeah.
But it's a very helpful thing to have, especially to see if there's like a animal or a child behind your vehicle when you're reversing, which you can't see otherwise.
Yes, I think it's a very effortless drive, Ashrak. Now I'm almost at 80. It doesn't feel like
it doesn't feel.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Very nice. And I'm gonna floor it the next time I come around this section.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
How
How do you feel about the throttle response? It's very direct, right?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, this has electric, e-throttle, I'm guessing electric throttle.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel lifeless like some e-throttle
Correct.
cars feel.
But it doesn't encourage you to drive fast either.
No, it doesn't.
It's a very gradual pickup that the car would like you to maintain.
I mean, it's meant to be. I think it's meant to be driven smoothly, right?
Yes.
And also, given the fact that it is a 4-speed automatic, I must commend Kia on the way they have designed the ratios for the automatic gearbox, because there are some automatic gearbox cars where you have a burst of acceleration in first and then it drops into second, and second is like third on a normal manual transmission car, so you get a real Like you get a lot of acceleration and then you get like a massive jerk forward and then the acceleration really diminishes.
Correct.
But I don't think this car has that issue, right, Mahen?
No, it doesn't feel that way, Ashra.
Because 4 speeds is, it's not a lot. It's not a lot to play around with.
Yeah.
But I think even your Verada has 4 speeds, right?
Yes, correct.
But then that has a V6, so
Yeah.
I guess the number of speeds isn't as critical.
Yeah, we're at 80 right now, again effortless. And I'm pretty sure on long drives also this is a very comfortable car to be in and to drive, Ashra.
Yeah, I think it would definitely be comfortable to be in. I'm experiencing that now. It's very comfortable,
Yeah.
And even driving it also, I don't think you'd have a lot of fatigue.
Yeah, and steering is also not too soft, Ashrak. It's nice.
If I had to be nitpicking, I guess I would say a nice feature to have for a long drive would probably be cruise control. But then again,
ventilated seats.
Ventilated seats is our favorite thing. Ventilated seats.
yes. Also, this doesn't come with cruise control, Ashrak. Is that so?
Well, this one doesn't have it.
Okay.
But I'm guessing it probably can be specified, especially if this car is sold in Europe as well, because I know in Western Europe in particular, they like their cruise control.
Yes, that is true, Ashrak. And again, I think this car is probably very popular in Europe as well, considering its size, Ashrak. It's compact and nice and spacious.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for crowded cities.
It looks stylish as well. And again, interesting fact is that this goes as a light car. So light car means I think you get tax concessions in certain countries, I think especially in Korea. So if it's bit less than a certain dimension in terms of length and width and height.
So it's kind of like the Japanese K regulations.
Yeah. So that's what I kind of read up about this car as well. Yeah, you didn't know that fact.
Another
right?
fun fact.
I know that fact.
Exactly. See, and yes. So the first gen Ashrak was in Sri Lanka for a while, but we don't see those cars on the road
Yeah, we
anymore.
don't see them so much. I think that's because at that time, Mahen, Kia wasn't that much of a, like they hadn't got their whole build quality, reliability, the refinement, comfort game down yet. I think it's only around post 2010, for example, that Kia and Hyundai for that matter really, brought their entire game, up to match the Japanese.
For sure, Ashrak. You spoke about their design language, and like you said, they definitely upped their game in terms of design and overall offering to their customers around that time. And now I think they're doing a really great job, especially even in the US. Their SUVs are also really sought after. We never expected that to happen, right? Especially
that is true. I mean, they have the
countries
Kia
like US.
Telluride, massive thing.
Yeah.
And then the Kia Sportage is there.
Yeah.
Sorento is there.
Yeah, and it's a lovely evening here in Sri Lanka. We were dreading the rain, but thankfully
really
the weather cleared up.
Bit of blue sky.
Yes.
I like a bit of blue sky.
Yeah.
You can consider me a blue sky person.
Big thank you to the rain gods from RevMatch.
Exactly. Thank you for
holding
off,
That is true. Okay, so I think Ashrak, again, now this car hasn't driven much on the road. It's only 36,000 kilometers on the clock. This does fetch a big price in Sri Lanka. I mean,
I think in our car market is anyway still inflated at the moment.
Yeah.
So it will, especially a low mileage example like this, you could get a pretty tidy sum for it. But then again, and I always say this, Mahen, let's say you sell the car, you're taking another risk on what you buy, because not everyone looks after a car, certainly not as fastidiously as this one has been looked after. So yes, you can sell your car and get a good price, but then you'll likely be doing that to upgrade, and then what you buy may not be in great condition, because it's quite easy to hide certain faults and obscure certain things, especially mechanical issues that or electrical issues that you can just do a ECU reset for a while and hide some of those error codes, or Mahen, in places like the US and other countries, what some people even do to hide a check engine light, it's really simple. They just remove the meter cluster and they put a piece of black tape behind the bulb for the light. And it's illegal to do that, obviously. But it happens, and I think it even happened here as well. So
that's
a very helpful tip for all our viewers is, if you want to check whether a car has had its check engine light messed with, is how when you turn the key or press the start button for a few seconds, all the indicator lights illuminate on the dashboard? Well, look out for that yellow check engine light illuminating as well. If you don't see that, something is wrong somewhere.
Okay, that's a very good point, Ashok. I never looked at it that way, to be honest. Yeah, very interesting. We don't know what the sound system in this car is like, Ashok, because we can't
Yeah, we
use
might
that.
get a content match on
Yeah.
YouTube. That's the thing. But
Yeah.
does it
We
have
can-
4 or 6 speakers? The sound system, because I'm seeing two tweeters up
Yeah.
here and 2 speakers down on the front doors, and do the rear doors also have speakers?
Yeah, they do.
So then,
Wow, that's awesome.
so then it's most likely a 6-speaker sound system, I'm guessing, Mahen, which is
Yeah.
quite good.
Yes.
Quite good, especially in a car like this. And of
Yes.
course, we talked about this comprehensive head unit here that we
Yes.
have. And I think that's another really important thing nowadays, because everybody is fielding mobile phone calls and this and
Yeah.
that. So the ability that you can just handle them hands free, so to speak. You can
Yes.
control everything from that steering wheel. I mean, in
Yes.
fact, I think there is even a call answer and this thing button there, right? Yes, there are 2 buttons.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
basically, it's a good safety feature. And
Yes.
talking about safety, Mahen, I think this has dual airbags, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it has dual airbags. And of course, ABS. And Shari was telling us about a very interesting thing about the ABS, right?
Yeah, it wasn't working for a while.
Yeah,
Yes.
it wasn't working for a while because apparently that is a known issue with the model.
It's a factory defect actually.
It's a factory defect.
And
Wow.
Oh, wow.
What they do is they replace it for free while you're within that 5-year period.
Within the 5-year period.
Yeah. So
But
when-
well, they should replace it for free anytime it happens because if it's a factory defect.
Exactly. Because when this car was actually sold, we were given a 5 years free service
Uh-huh.
and or 120,000 for any defects and things that it may have.
Okay.
So during that period, all of these things, if they came up as a throttle factory defect as well.
Oh, really?
So
Wow.
if one of those 2 things came up, you get it done for free.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that's why it's quite popular on the roads. That's why you see this model a lot.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that's important, if there's a factory defect with a car, especially a safety related defect like ABS. I mean, that's
Yes.
a critical system nowadays.
Yes.
Because even if your brakes are good, you don't know how everyone else's brakes are. So it's
Yes.
always good for you to have your car in top order.
Yes. Again, Ashok, I think the color scheme in this meter cluster is very similar to what we saw in the Audi A1 also in Iraj's car. However, there is some kind of bluish hue on the white.
You are right. The white is a
fonts.
bit more towards the blue side, right?
Yeah. Oops.
Oh, you just pull the wipers.
Sorry.
instead of that.
Oh man, that happened to me now in a Japanese car. That's
You're thinking
bad.
about the A1.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, cool. I think we're good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next day, 21st now?
Yeah.
29.
Yeah.